All right, you are looking at the much anticipated leg 8 of the 2023 Mortimer 100. Let's spend a few minutes just talking about these different colors here. As usual, the red represents the Strava route, a little more than 7 miles through the wilderness. I've also mapped out in blue the path that the van will take to get to the easy at the end of leg 8, starting at the Harper Creek Trail where leg 7 left off. The yellow shows an other route that you can take just to have some fun and also to give some on the trail support at the midpoint to your runner. So let's take a look at the van route sort of to begin with. And I'm not going to do a flyby for this one, but starting on the Harper Creek Trail on Brown Mountain Road where we left off, you're going to keep traveling along that way, follow the Brown Mountain Road until you get out out here to 90 and hang a left. And once you've got there, it travels along. There is a river crossing here, and you'll get to where these two roads cut off to the left. The first one, we'll take a look in a few minutes, is Pineola Road, which goes out to Pineola. The second one is the road we're going to continue on in leg 10, but this is the Roseboro Road that goes up to the Blue Ridge Parkway. So if you continue on straight, you'll go past Coffee General Store and Museum, Edgemont Church. So this continues on into Edgemont. But hanging left here, it takes us along through the country until we get to the Greg Prong Falls parking area just before the river crossing on Roseboro Road. And in leg 10, we're gonna continue up this road into Linville. All right, so now, however, at around the midpoint of the run, if you want to do this, this is Pineola Road, and it cuts left and sort of goes up up this ridge into the mountains, and you can see it comes into the trail here near the Long Ridge Trailhead. At this point, your runner is coming in, and you can actually follow the runner about a mile or so, maybe a little less, until the runner dives off at the Huntfish Falls Trailhead, and then Pineola Road continues. So you can refresh your runner there. There's a little parking area where you can turn around. Don't want to stay parked there too much. Not a lot of room. Come on back down to 90 and then hang a left on Pineola Road to take you on out to the end here at the Greg Prong Falls parking area. All right, so now at this point, let's talk about the actual trail itself now that we have a good idea of what the van is doing. So to do that, we're going to begin down here at the Harper Creek Falls Trail. And let's begin. Very quickly, as you start heading up, you're going to reach the top of this little ridge here and you're going to hang a right. This is actually very steep starting off with, so you probably want to pace yourself. You're going to turn right on the Yellow Buck Trail. And this trail rises very quickly for about a mile. But after that, you're at the top of Yellow Buck. And at that point, you can congratulate yourself because you've done most of the elevation gain that this trail does. And so at that point, you're going to kind of run along the ridge. Still climbing a bit, but not quite as steeply. There would be some up and down here at least. You can see off to the right, the yellow line. That is the direction the van will take if it's going to give you mid-route support. At about 2.5 miles, you'll get to a kind of a small opening. And so kind of be careful there. You want to make sure you take the FS 265. And that'll go for another 1/4 mile until it merges in with Pineola Road. It's a gravel road at the 2.7 mile marker. So you'll hang a left on Pineola Road, and let's continue along this road for about 0.9 miles until you get up here to the Huntfish Falls parking area. Now the road continues. Try not to miss this, the Huntfish Falls trailhead. There's a little parking area there. You're going to hang a right. And go downhill for 0.8 miles. So this should be okay through here. Once we cross this little ridge here, it gets really steep as we drop into the river gorge down towards Huntfish Falls. So there you see Huntfish Falls down below. Once you get down there, you're going to make a right. Let me see if I can kind of pull over here and take a look at that. You're going to make a right on the Mountains of the Sea Trail. That's going to take you right past Huntfish Falls. And the Mountains of the Sea, also called the Lost Cove Trail. You're going to be on here for 2.9 miles. And as you can see, we're kind of high above it now. This is a deep little river gorge. You're going to follow it downhill until you get to this intersection of another creek coming in. And at that point, you are going to make a left and start heading upstream. So now the trail should be rising slightly as you follow along this strong stream through here. It gets above the creek for a while and then comes back down to Grag Prong Falls, a very beautiful waterfall. You can see that whoever made the Strava had spent some time at the falls. Then you'll continue on. Notice that as we get sort of further up into the gorge here, we're going to get to a point where Roseboro Road, where the vans come in, you see there in blue, you'll be able to see it, especially if there's some traffic on the other side of the river. So that won't go very far, but as you can see here, just before Roseboro crosses the river, there's a parking area for the Grag Prong Falls trail, of the Lost Cove trail, and so you'll hit Roseboro across the river and then meet up there with the EZ.